Welcome back, students. This video is video 5 in the series Getting the Gist. In this video, we're going to talk about getting the gist, and we're going to include a map and also a paragraph, a longer paragraph. So the first thing we're looking at is a map, and you may see a map on a social studies GED, right, in particular. That does cover geography, so you want to think about geography. And here you see the map, and the first thing you're going to do is probably read the title. Louisiana Purchase, 1803, Florida Purchase, 1819. So you know that that includes information about the Louisiana Purchase and the Florida Purchase. You can also see it's a map of the contiguous, right, continuing United States, right, from the Atlantic to the Pacific, although that is not named on here, right? But you can see Oregon country, Spanish possessions, Texas, Mexico, right? So you want to take a visual inventory of what the map is about, okay? And of course, part of that will be just reading the title. All right, so you might be asked, what is this about? And it includes actually the Louisiana and the Florida Purchase both, okay? But this map paired with the, I'm sorry. Okay, so as usual, you're going to want to try to answer the questions, who or what is this mainly about? Okay, and along with the map, you might see a paragraph and you have to determine the gist. Okay, so from the map, we determined that it could be about the Louisiana Purchase or the Florida Purchase or both. Okay, so here we again, the first step we're going to read, and then we're going to try to determine who or what is it mainly about. The United States of America is one of the largest countries on the planet. 48 of the 50 states are located in what is known as the continental section of the nation because they're all included within one landmass and share borders. The other two states, Alaska and Hawaii, are part of the US but separated from the continental part. America's states stretch from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean and even beyond. That was not always the case, though. First, there were the 13 colonies that England ruled. After the Revolutionary War, the US won its independence from England and became its own small country. It occupied almost the entire eastern seaboard next to the Atlantic Ocean. France and Spain owned most of the western part of the land that would eventually become the rest of the continental US, though. That changed in 1803 when the President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, bought a large chunk of land from France's ruler, Napoleon Bonaparte, in what was called the Louisiana Purchase. And then you can see that this paragraph is from a place called ReadWorks, Mapping the West. Okay. So now you can ask yourself, who or what is this mainly about? All right. And if you're looking at the map along with this, you could probably rule out the Florida Purchase, right? Because this doesn't really mention the Florida Purchase, right? What does it mention? Well, it mentions primarily the Louisiana Purchase, how the Louisiana Purchase came to be, right? And you see that in the very last sentence, in what was called the Louisiana Purchase. So you know that that's going to be the focus, the subject, okay? Yes, it's talking about other parts of the United States and a little bit of the history there. But primarily it's talking about the Louisiana Purchase, how we got to buy the Louisiana Purchase. or Thomas Jefferson. All right, and so then you want to figure out, okay, what's the author trying to say about the Louisiana Purchase or the United States here, right? Are they trying to say that the United States is expanding, it's contracting and getting smaller? What is it primarily talking about? Here you can think about how the United States is growing, right? At first, it talks about the continental, it talks about adding on Alaska and Hawaii, the 13 colonies. On the map, you see the Florida Purchase. So all of these things are about expansion or adding on land to the United States. So that is one idea that you could include, okay? So you could include it's about the United States. You've got that in the first sentence. The expansion of the United States, and specifically about the Louisiana Purchase and how that expanded the United States. So those are some ideas that you might want to put together, and you're welcome to try to write a gist statement. So 10 words approximately or so. Again, you can always start out with writing something a little bit longer and try to shorten it. Feel free to send me that gist statement and I can always give you feedback. Okay? Thanks for watching this video.